What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to part 3 of today's stream. VIP arrivals, government delegates going to the NATO Summit. That starts today with a dinner as we speak, actually. This is part 3. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing in a field next to potatoes, right next to Runway 18 Center. The sun is out. Officer Rudolph has also returned. Not able to eat right now, mate. Officer Rudolph asks if I am hungry. Oh no, Officer Rudolph is coming out with a bag of food. Dude, nee, wat is dit? Hey, yo, koele water.
Er zitten wat broodjes en dingen in, ik weet niet wat. En een mars, dus dat
Rudolph.
in ieder geval...
Gozer, dat is echt niet nodig, dankjewel, maar... nou dankjewel. A cooling bag from Officer Rudolph with cool water, some sandwiches en een Mars bar. Rudolph, dankjewel kerel, dat was echt niet nodig.
Je hebt hem ook op flight router, hè?
Ik heb hem op ADSB, op Flightradar nog niet. Hij vliegt over Ireland. Absoluut, zeker. Hey, dankjewel man, echt fantastisch, dankjewel. Officer Rudolph, not only my second subscriber, but also one of the first members in Deep Blue, just now handing over water and a bag filled with food and a Mars bar. Not only is the police over here sponsoring me with Coke, but also Mars bars. What a boss. Give it up for Officer Rudolph. I'm sounding the horn on your behalf. Thank you so much, mate. The air horn. The sun is out again. Where is my camera? The hood for my LCD. Make sure that I can mitigate the reflections a little bit. There we go. Alright, so current status quo. TAP Air Portugal A380neo arriving from Lisbon is turning in on the glide stop of Runway 18 Center, somewhere over there. Runway 22 is also open. KLM flight 1638 arriving from Turin is coming in next. That's an M175. D518K asks, can you also film it? Should it land on Kaagbaan? I don't know where... Yeah, no, we can definitely do that if it were to come to that. This is a departure from the Kaagbaan, runway 24. If it is approaching and landing on runway 24, we should still be able to see it over here. Also, if it is landing on Amsterdam, here is the main tower, so it should be in the vicinity over there that we should see it then. So, if all is well, all our bases are covered over here. The most likely thing is still, given the prevalent wind, that it is landing on the center runway. Also, proximity to where at least Air Force One is probably going to park if they roll out on the center runway. They are in the vicinity of the Kaagbaan, and I thought it was mentioned that Air Force One will not be parked on the Polderbaan. Marissa asks if slow mode is on. It should be on. Slow mode should have been enabled. Let me have a look and double check after this airplane has landed. So this is TAP Air Portugal, flight 672, arriving from Lisbon, A320neo, Registration Charlie Sierra Tango Victor November. 2 hours and 27 minutes on the way. Already 15,000 people are tracking this airplane. 16,000 on flight radar. Airplane 2 hours and 28 minutes on the way. Brand new airplane. First flight August 2024. Omroep Brabant, not right now. I am in the midst of live streaming. Now, the downside of the sun being out, even though it is nice and warmer than it was before, and I'm basically standing here in my hoodie, the sun is providing backlight and that makes it a bit hard to see. Marissa was asking about if slow mode is on. If all is well, it should be on. Let me quickly double check.
Alle spotters aan de overkant zijn er zo'n kippenhok gezet.
Wat zeg je?
Alle spotters aan de overkant
Ja.
die zijn achter een lint in zo'n kippenhok gezet.
Ah, oké.
Dus tussen die banden.
I am wrong and slow mode was not enabled yet. Thank you for calling it into question, Marissa. It has been enabled right now. Alrighty. And in the meantime, Jeffrey went ahead gifting memberships. There you go, Jeffrey, mate, thank you so much. 20 gifted memberships just now, courtesy of Jeffrey. If you're one of the recipients, don't forget to say thank you. Have fun with the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal for a month, ladies and gentlemen, who received a gifted membership from Jeffrey. Don't forget to say thank you to Jeffrey and have fun with the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. In the meantime, this is one of 2 airplanes in KLM's fleet, currently still in the SkyTeam livery. This is a 737-900 KLM flight 1204, arriving from Oslo, 1 hour and 25 minutes on the way. The other airplane is an Embraer 190. There was a third, our moderators Marissa's beloved, the PHBVD, a 777-300ER. In the meantime, Jerome, mate, thank you so much for your super chat. You really did not have to do that. We already knew that you were slow. No, just kidding, mate. Thank you so much. Oh, that's a glide slope shot for you, my friend. One of 2 airplanes in the SkyTeam livery. Normally speaking, nice and silvery. Right now, a bit hard to see with the sun being out. I'm not going to say I wish it were clouded, because I don't. But only upon touchdown is it good. Is it well to see that you see the. Do you see the shining of the livery? Right, so 2 runways are open right now. Runway 22 is also still open. If I recall correctly, that is from 8:40 until 6:40 until 8:20 or so. You can also have a look on flight radar. Runway 22 is open. That also was the case yesterday. What we saw was that the wide bodies arriving from the east were still designated to land on the center runway, and all the wide bodies arriving from the west would go there regardless. In the meantime, thank you, Richard Havenga, for your super chat. What's the food of the police? Sandwiches, a Mars bar, and some cool water. In the meantime, Pete Bucket and Arthur have just become our latest Aurora Skylines members, and then Ruben van den Berg also went ahead, gifted 5 memberships. Ruben, mate, thank you so much for your generosity. I hope it's really challenging to go back and forth between the computer. Thank you so much, Ruben. Hope that everybody who receives a gifted membership from you just now will say thank you for it. Will enjoy the custom emojis at their disposal right now. This is Transavia flight 5630. And after this we are going to see KLM flight 862 arriving from Tokyo Narita. That is a 777-200. Next up, arriving from Tokyo Narita. In the meantime, thank you Robin for your super chat. This is my fave Schiphol live cam, mate. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the donation. Let's have a look on Flight Radar. This is the chat being active. That's good. The wind is still 17 knots from the southwest. That makes the arrivals to center most likely. This is the airplane we are all waiting for, Air Force One. And it is flying in the vicinity of Chester, so 45 minutes to an hour still left before it is here, I would say. Don't go away, because we are going to catch it, hopefully landing here. But even if it were to land on a different runway, any of the runways that are open, we can still film from over here. And Michael, who is working at LVNL, Air Traffic Control Netherlands, was also hinting at that Air Force One will not be coming alone. This is KLM flight 862 arriving from Tokyo Narita. People are reporting buffering. Here on my end, everything seems to be working normal, so I hope that it is just a YouTube thing. This is KLM flight 862 arriving from Tokyo Narita. 13 hours and 8 minutes on the way. It is a 777-200 the Papa Hotel, Bravo Quebec Delta. 21-year-old airplane, first flight December 2003. In the meantime, thank you Hans Day for your super chat, some extra Red Bull. Thank you so much for that, Hans. Hey, what is happening here? KLM flight 896 is going to the wrong runway. It is going to runway 22 somewhere over there. There it is. This is KLM flight 896 arriving from Shanghai in China. 777-200 Where did it go? There it is. And Lane is mentioning on the phone there's no problem, you guys are reporting buffering. Well, you know what? Let's just close the browser. I've closed Flight Radar, I've closed ADS-B in the hopes that it is going to improve. I'm not sure that it is a problem on my end because here everything is working smoothly. BizJet is coming in. And which one is this? Right, well, you have to check the link that I posted. I have closed ADS-B, I have closed Flight Radar insofar as it was something on my end. Hopefully this has resolved the issue. Next airplane arriving is arriving from London City. BA City Flyer, it is an M190. Flight 8459, 41 minutes on the way, Embraer 190 short range. The airplane 15 years old, first flight January 2010. The airplane behind it is Aeromexico Flight 25, arriving from Mexico City. That's the 7879 Dreamliner. Air Force One just over Manchester, so 45 minutes or so, still out. Hell, they might even make that dinner, which I thought they mentioned was beginning 7:45 or something. In the meantime, a warm welcome to all who have joined. You are watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. And we are standing in a field of grass next to a field of potatoes, right next to runway 18C, the Zwanenburgbaan, where the sun has begun to shine. And we are awaiting Air Force One. Things have cleared up. What a difference with earlier in the day where we also had drizzle. This is looking to the west. This is looking to the south. This is looking to the east. You can see cloudiness has gone for the most part. It's most cloudy looking to the north right now. Actually, in the meantime, things are going really quickly, so maybe it's better that I stick with filming. But I do see Ethan's photography super chat, no buffering now, all good. Thank you for the feedback and of course for the support, Ethan. I'm not sure if it was on my end because here my stream was working without any lag, and also the phone, everything that I have running on the phone was also working smoothly, and that all goes through the same router. So I hope that by turning off ADS-B and Flight Radar, things will now stay stable. Also a massive big thank you to PT3 Planes, who just now gifted the membership. Whoever received the gifted membership, don't forget to say thank you to PT3, and please enjoy the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. Also a massive big thank you to Doc Durham, who just now generously super chatted and says best airport feed. Mate, those are big words. Thank you so much for your kind words and for your generosity, mate. Officer Rudolph is on his way again. In the meantime, over here, I think the second appearance of the, or are there more? E2 Embraer 195 with the 1700 E-Jet sticker. We've seen it before. In part 2, has it already returned from another leg up and down?
But maybe we should say Planespotter Rudolph, because he's staying here for the view.
Planespotter Rudolph, indeed. Let me see if the... I think my chat window is not completely to the end. Is it now? Yeah, now it is stuck again. Let's see. My chat window is not working as it should. I'm trying to get it to the end of the chat and then it freezes. So let me reload, copy paste the chat window into the chat. That's the thing with scrolling up and down. I prefer to have my chat window open and not touch it if it is working. Should be updating again, should have it back to the end of the chat. There we go. Another E2. This is KLM flight 1012 and there's the sticker, the 1700 E-Jet sticker. E2 Embraer 195 arriving from London Heathrow. In the meantime, a very good evening to all who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We have VistaJet coming in from London Luton. Look away if you are Luton intolerant, because this airplane might give you the cramps. It is a BizJet. No dignitaries for the NATO Summit, but just quote-unquote VistaJet. That's a regular... I think you can rent an airplane there. So if you want to indulge and fly private for a change, that's one of the... You can also hear the helicopters perhaps. Well, one helicopter. There's a helicopter hovering here over the area of the Polderbaan. Crotales, Unicolor, thank you so much for your super chat. Hey, if I am in Belmer, will I be able to see Air Force One fly by? I don't think that you will be able to see it. I think you need to go a bit further towards Schiphol, because the airplane will probably fly to the west of Schiphol and will not get in the vicinity of Amsterdam. So if you are still in Zuidoost, I would recommend that you get in the car or on your bicycle and go towards Amstelveen as much as possible, because it's probably going to land on the center runway, Zwanenburgbaan. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you to Dr. O, who says, nice stream, thanks. Thank you so much for your kindness, Dr. O. Much appreciated. I do the best I can. It is more E2 Embraers. Eus Driesen just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Eus. Don't forget to have fun with the custom emojis that are now at your disposal. Spamming is not allowed, but you are allowed to use custom emojis as much as you want. And also Tim, welcome to the... Tim, thank you so much for your super chat. Imagine Air Force One sneakily landing at Rotterdam instead. Wouldn't that be something? This is KLM flight 1526, an E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Bilbao. And Dev says UK Eurofighters escorting the plane. That's nice. Yeah, so apparently they do get... Oh, shit. Somebody texted me and I accidentally clicked on it. I'm trying to see what is happening here on Flight Radar. Eva Air is coming in, arriving from Bangkok. Behind this E2 Embraer.
So we have better spots than the Marseille.
Say it?
The Marseille is watching over there, so we have even better viewing just above the Audi.
Ik zie het niet. So, but we are being watched, or what? Okay. Military police also abundantly present over here. And where did you say they were? Oh, okay. Oh, you mean all the vehicles over there?
nee. Ze zitten daar te kijken.
Oh yeah. Group of military police over there. Kmar is also watching. Yeah, we've got our eyes on you. Illuminati says the Eurofighters are not escorting Air Force One, they're just on patrol like they do on most days. Okay, so no escort then. What's this?
All escorts are...
That's Steven Seagal.
The escorts are too busy in the city.
The escorts are busy in the city, they definitely are, yeah. The escorts in The Hague are doing really good business these days. That's what I've heard. There was even an article in the newspaper, I think, about that. Hey, Fatbike Dutch! Groetjes vanuit Venlo, Peter en Paulien. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. and Mrs. Fatbike Dutch not too long ago. You can see some pictures of us in the community section as well. Tom says Air Force One to runway 24. That is interesting. That means you might get to see it from Zuidoost after all, because then it is probably going to fly on the or they're flying the glide slope of runway 22. Breakaway, no, yeah, they can still do that. Follow the glide slope of runway 22, breakaway landing to runway 24, or they follow the glide slope of runway 27, then break away to runway 24. The latter is what we have seen most regularly. I can't say that I have ever seen an airplane come in on the glide slope of runway 22, then break away to runway 24. We'll see.
Rudolph said they picked their own runway.
Yeah, exactly. They picked their own runway, so we'll see. In the meantime, this is Eva Air Flight 75, 777-300 arriving from Bangkok. 11 hours and 40 minutes on the way. Registration Bravo 16727. Now above Norwich. Okay, so 30 minutes or so out then, I think. I would estimate. Oh yeah. If you want to help me, Valentine, you can keep ADSB open on your phone so that we can see where it is going to go to. I'm not, well, people are probably also going to see and listen in to see what runway it is going to be assigned to. So we should be able to focus the camera in the right direction in time. Thank you so much. Valentine has been a great help today as ground crew, not only spotting what is happening behind me, but also lending a helping hand with his Tesla. Everything's computer, and we love Tesla because it can charge some equipment in the meantime during the breaks. So Valentine, once again, thank you so much for all the help thus far already. RC Crawlers Friesland says Air Force One moving north, looks like center. I hope so. I am standing here with an open mindset. I think it can go either way. Hey Hanneke, thank you so much. Hanneke Ehrenbergzoon, very generous donation there. Toffe uitzending, awesome broadcast, she writes in Dutch. Thank you so much, Hanneke, for your kind words and for your generous donation there. Much appreciated. We have to wait a little for the next traffic to the Polderbaan, that's Force of Habit, Zwanenburgbaan. In the meantime, runway 22 is also open, and with the backlight, it should allow us to see the airplanes really nicely. And Federape, welcome to the Aurora Skylines, our latest Aurora Skylines member. Runway 24 has been confirmed. Okay, so that means that Air Force One is going to be landing either following the glide slope that the Air Baltic flying on behalf of Austrian is following, because it is now flying to runway 22, and I can imagine that they maybe do a breakaway landing. It might also be that they just take a different route altogether.
Why would they confirm?
In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Captain Jerry Donnelly, who just now went ahead and gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Jerome. You really did not have to do that. Hope that everybody who receives a gifted membership from you will say thank you for it and will enjoy the custom emojis that they have at their disposal. More donations are coming. Thank you so much, P Bucket, for your generous donation. Indeed, King Not Happy, 6 o'clock is eating time in the Netherlands. Jeffrey Bay, thank you so much for your donation as well. You can see Air Force 2 on Flight Radar. And Nick van Beek, thank you so much as well for your donation. Wow, then 21 plus K viewers.
Time to put your channel.
In the meantime, so Air Force One is going to go to runway 24. So they can either take the glide slope to runway 22, then break off to runway 24. They could also directly go into runway 24.
Why would they confirm their flight plan beforehand?
Well, I think people are listening to ATC and probably they are announcing their arrival, and they probably have discussed it on ATC. Right. Or they come in via the glide slope of runway 27. Runway 27 and then to the left a breakaway landing to runway 24. We have seen that before. In the meantime, thank you, Oscar, for becoming a member just now. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Crutalis and Mouse the German, thank you so much. The Cat, thank you as well, all for your donations. Marianne is celebrating a membership of 18 months, and Ronald just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. The next airplane coming in is in the distance, visible by now. KLM flight 1170, arriving from Bergen. 737-800. In the meantime, I can see on ADSB on Valentine's phone that Air Force One is approaching the Gulf of Yorkshire. Hey Doug, thank you so much. We needed a special Air Force One airplane dance. One special Air Force One airplane dance. Why not?
Should I have to make it really special?
I have to make it really special. I don't know what I could do to make it special without breaking my neck or breaking my leg over here in this uneven field of grass.
Stay where you are.
Stay where you are. Nick van Beek just sent 5 gifted memberships. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members. Also a massive big thank you to Pinda for your beer donation. Beer donation for later after the stream. We are going to stick around for Air Force 1 and Air Force 2. This is KLM flight 1170. 737-800. It left Bergen 1 hour and 14 minutes ago. It's the Papa Hotel, Bravo X-Ray India. The airplane that we are seeing is 24 years old, first flight July 2000. Next up is going to be Korean Air, arriving from Seoul. Since we have already crossed over 2,000 likes, let me do an airplane dance before the Korean Air is coming in. Thank you all so much for the support. And if you guys are enjoying the stream but you haven't done so already, consider leaving an additional like and subscribing to the channel perhaps. It will really help to promote this channel and its content to new people who have not heard of the channel yet, but who would also be interested in live streams like these, who like the jokes, the banter, and of course the sound effects. Thank you all so much. Now, airplanes are coming in left, right and center. We are at center. The next airplane coming in is Korean Air. There it is. Korean Air flight 925, 7879 Dreamliner, arriving from Seoul with a capital S. 13 hours and 52 minutes on the way. Registration Hotel Lima 8393. In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Petra. Good busy, goed bezig. Thank you so much, Petra. And Eve V, who says support him for his efforts. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Dr. O, thank you so much for your generosity. Another donation. Congrats for 40k. Have we crossed through 40k? Oh my. Thank you all so much for that. It really helps your likes and subscriptions to get more people in, make this a channel with a wider audience of like-minded people. Thank you all so much for the support. Jackie, mate, what are you doing? 5 memberships gifted by our moderator Jackie. You're doing more than enough to support the channel as a moderator already as it is. Thank you so much, Jackie. Sander also super chatting just now. Thank you so much. Sander Boelema. Now koprol. TS2007, thank you so much for your super chat and your kind words. Air Force One, that's the USA Orange Pride indeed, Jerome. Thank you all so much. Korean Air, 787 Dreamliner, classical wing flags. And once again, why do I feel like I want to have a little bit of Pepsi? Pepsi. In the meantime, thank you so much, Roy de Bots. I received PayPal donations from Roy de Bots and Laurens de Koning. Thank you both so much for your generosity. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. PayPal donations just came through from both of you. Thank you so much for the support, guys. In the meantime, let's see. Yeah, Air Force One is approaching over the Gulf of Yorkshire still. You can see that it is going a little bit further to the south now by the looks of it. 16,000 feet and descending. If it is going to runway 24, we should still be able to see it from over here. I hope they'll follow the glide slope of runway 22. At least that we can see quite well from over here. And the sun is illuminating the airplanes beautifully from this angle with the sun from behind. Obviously, it's not going to be as close as we want it to be, but as you can see, my camera has decent zoom and there's not a lot of heat wave distortion. There's also not a lot of wind anymore, so I can still follow the airplane pretty well from the distance that we are at. Enrico just renewed his membership. Welcome back to the Aurora Skylines, my friend. Thank you for your vote of confidence and renewing your membership. We kept your seat warm. Everything is still the way you left it. For the lighting, it's probably even better if Air Force One is going to land on a different runway, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Next airplane coming in from TUI is arriving from Mombasa. Mombasa is in. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you to Enrico, who just now gifted 10 memberships. And I see that Rob LHR also became our latest Aurora Skylines member. People who received a gifted membership from Enrico, don't forget to say thank you to him. Enjoy the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a 33rd custom emoji pretty soon. They're also watering the lands over here. Most of the airplanes that are arriving now are arriving to runway 22, the Oost runway. Narrow bodies, we're not missing out on a lot of things. Also, Stranger Mate, thank you so much for your donation. Today is not a day for Pepsi, it's a Diet Coke day. And congratulations on 40k, mate. Thank you so much. Diet Coke. Oh dear. I must have been drinking the wrong beverage then. Let's see, the TUI flight should become visible. Also hearing a helicopter to my right, behind me, main platform area. Trying to see if I can spot it. Don't see it. Let's see if we can then find the Dreamliner. Here's a scale of chimney smoke. Still looking for a needle in a haystack. If the airplane isn't pointing directly towards you and the lights aren't on, it is a bit hard to find them until they get a bit closer by. Mate Gary in Amsterdam, also generously donating just now. Congratulations and such a great show, mate. Thank you so much for your kind words and for your support. Sirens behind me. Those sound like emanating from the A4 highway. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything happening. There was a helicopter sound also emanating from more or less over there. Oh yeah, the helicopter is visible. Where is it? There it is. That's a lifeliner. Medical ambulance in case of emergencies. Tom, IT online app says groetjes aan Timo, mijn zoontje die dit zit te kijken. Groetjes Timo van Tom. En Ruud A. Super stickering, thank you so much for your donation there. The Dreamliner from TUI arriving from Mombasa in... Arriving now. It is the Papa Hotel Tango Foxtrot Kilo 7878 Dreamliner, 8 hours and 37 minutes on the way. 11 years old, first flight May 2014. Right, Air Force One is approaching IJmuiden. And looking to the west-northwest, things are relatively clear. What is the altitude of Air Force One right now? I'm thinking if it's a bit high, we should be able to see it. From the Polderbaan, which is a bit further to the west, we normally would be able to spot the airplanes. Still a bit further out, but shouldn't be too long. Hey, and Narv and Night Play, thank you both so much for the super chats and the kind words. It's going really fast now, despite the what is it, call mode or something. Gifted memberships by Tobias. Thank you so much, Tobias. Much appreciated. Things are moving so rapidly. Lars Rasmussen, thank you so much for your PayPal donation. But do we know if Donald Duck is actually on that plane, Smiley? That's a good question. We'll see soon enough. I'm pretty sure if he is on board. We're about to see footage of the US President at the NATO Summit, either tonight or tomorrow. The world press has gathered in The Hague from every corner around the world. They're there. Samet, also thank you so much for your donation and your kind words. Jed the Official, thank you so much as well, much appreciated. Now, what is happening here? That's just the reversers. The helicopter is patrolling over there somewhere. Still a bit zoomed out, but there it is. They're already patrolling. Alright, Air Force One is approaching Beverwijk. We should be able to see it. I thought I saw it. Yeah, I think I have it. I think I have a visual. Where did I see it? There it is. We have a visual. Air Force One There it is. Alright. There it is. So we have a visual. Now where is Air Force 2? It's not too far behind. So here I was initially saying, based on what we saw on ADS-B earlier this afternoon, that the ETA was probably going to be somewhere between 8 and 9. It's now 7:30 almost. Air Force One is one mean machine, being able to fly really quickly. How much detail can we see of it? Not much. Top end of optical zoom. This is where I now am looking. Still pretty far away, hence it the pixelated view. That's Air Force 2 or oh no, that's Air Force 1. Valentine is updating his phone screen with ADS-B. We're now also tracking Air Force 1 on ADS-B, but we have it visually, although,
And it's gone.
yeah, no, temporarily, it's going to re-emerge.
Don't you have a sound for that?
Like a phoenix from the ashes. For those of you wondering, it has already passed the glide slope of 18 center, so it's definitely not going to land over there. People already mentioned runway 24. The question is, how is it going to fly to runway 24? Is it going to use the glide slope of runway 22 and take a last minute bank from there? It looks like it is turning in a little bit, or is it? It is turning in now. It is turning. Still hearing that chopper. Oh yeah. Chopper is flying over Schiphol Airport. A little bit to the right of us. Yeah, she's now turning in. So that's looking to turn in to runway 22. Yeah, I think Dan is right. Going to the glide slope of runway 22, break off, landing to runway 24. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you are, consider leaving a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you want to help us reach a wider audience of like-minded people who like Air Force One, other airplanes, duckies, sound effects and banter. Air Force One turning in. Going overboard with digital zoom. Helicopter is now hovering right above us. Deuce, thank you so much for your donation. Deuce just saw Air Force One above his house in IJmuiden. Yeah, it passed right overhead. It passed right overhead. Dutch Brian says just on ATC, landing on runway 24, so it's going to do a break-off landing. It's turning in now, the runway, it is now flying towards this runway 22. Frederick Sands, just now gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much for your generosity, Frederick. Welcome to the Skylines new members. Don't forget to have fun with the custom emojis now at your disposal. And don't forget to say thank you to Frederick if you're one of the 10 recipients of his gifted memberships just now. So Air Force One is now flying towards runway 22. And it is going to make a small right-hand turn at the end so that it lines up with runway 24, the Kaagbaan. And it's going to land over there. Hey buddy, thank you so much for your donation there. And Joey, welcome to the Skylines, our latest Aurora Skylines member. The lighting works in our favor, even though the distance is not. It is looking really, really nice. You can probably hear the helicopter that is hovering right above us. Oh, straight to runway 24. Is it going straight to runway 24? Let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is a bit of a... No, that is... Whoa, hard to see. It's either flying directly in, or it is flying to runway 22 first, and then it's going to brake last minute. Either way. Heading 24. Okay, so it's flying directly into runway 24 then. For those of you wondering, where is it right now? It is still pretty far away. This is fully zoomed out. And this is the top end of my XA60's optical zoom. However, we can go buck wild with digital zoom still. Huh? Takeoff? No, that must be overhead traffic. Surely that's overhead traffic, that BizJet?
Yeah.
Must be. Right. So it was already rumored in the morning. I already, when arriving here, spoke with other spotters who were mentioning, well, it might go to a different runway. It was speculated already. Unfortunately, it turned out to be true. Still, from over here we can see it quite well. I'm happy that there is not so much heat wave distortion as there was yesterday. Now, Air Force 2 was also still somewhere behind Air Force 1. Looking forward to see where that is so that we can hopefully see that as well. Alright. Yeah, it's directly flying into runway 24. My beloved P3 parking garage. There she is landing. This is the Queen Maxima Kazerne. Are we able to see it after that? I don't think that we will. Can we still hear it? Not sure. I am not sure that we are able to see it from over here anymore. Those buildings are in the way. The runway is actually behind it.
Maybe a touch and go, and then come back.
Yeah, touch and go would be something, wouldn't it?
I guess they don't do those.
Nah, I think it is on the ground now. I think Air Force One has landed, and yeah. Now the question is, where's Air Force 2? That is also still expected. In the meantime, I haven't used my phone screen too long, so I need to reopen it so that I can see the... Alright. Hey, and airspace is all quiet. It's coming again. Is that Air Force 2? Yeah, that's a 757. I think that is Air Force 2. The 09-0015 is still crossing the Gulf of Yorkshire, right? Is that the first? Is that the Vice President coming in on the 757? Is that Air Force 2? Over the North Sea, Rudwick says, Wouter Beep Photography, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. O says, Air Force 2 is hanging above the North Sea. Yeah, above Norwich. Yeah, it's the 757, right? The Boeing C-32 Alpha, squawk 6252, registration 09-0015, right?
Komt vanuit Washington, is dat moet maar zijn.
Komt vanuit Washington. Yeah, it is the 757. So Air Force 2 is still coming. The Emirates A380, I thought somebody mentioned in the chat, has already been assigned to the center runway. It is flying in the vicinity of Zwolle. That's Emirates flight 149. The second A380 of the show. So, if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we are going to catch the arrival of the Emirates and hopefully also the arrival of Air Force 2.
Brugje kanaal nog eens.
Stefan van Veen, thank you so much for your donation. In the meantime, hope that everybody is having fun. If you are enjoying what you are seeing, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to stay informed of upcoming live streams and want to help this channel reach a wider audience of like-minded people who are into live aviation streams such as this. We still have 2 runways open for arrivals. There's an E2 Embraer coming in as first airplane going to runway 22. Somewhere over there it should be flying. I don't see it just yet. I think that KLM Flight 932 arriving from Edinburgh, an A321neo is going to be the first airplane that is going to land here on this runway. Runway 18C. Also still a bit further away. Air Force 2 is still coming, so stick around. We are going to catch it. And Emirates Flight 149 is also slowly but surely coming this way. Air Force 2 is flying over the Gulf of Yorkshire and is probably half an hour or so out. Now at 25,000 feet and descending. Emirates Flight 149 has already been assigned to the center runway of as well. Maverick, thank you so much for your donation. Great historical important stream. Yeah, come to think of it. NATO Summit in the Netherlands, not something that you see every day. Presidential 747, also something that you don't see every day. I thought I had the E2 Embraer over there. Hey Ray, thank you so much for your donation, mate. Thank you so much. The helicopter is still hovering. If you're wondering what is the helicopter, where is the helicopter that I constantly am hearing, it is now flying a little bit lower, but constantly it was flying over us and over the main platform area. It is now overlooking the area, the cargo apron basically, of that is surrounding runway 24. Beautifully illuminated, E2 Embraer 195. The KLMs are coming in. Art reports that he lives near VU Medical Center and Air Force 1 came over. It is quite noisy. I believe that. It's a 747-200. Those are no longer flying. They have old engines. It's an old machine. In that respect, the gifted 747-8 is a lot newer. Yeah, that's not bribery. Well, let's refrain from political things. Here we have an E2 Embraer 195, beautifully illuminated, and the A321neo arriving to the other runway is also coming pretty soon. Here you see a typical Dutch house. This is where all Dutchies live in. We all have a swimming pool in our backyard. This is just standard. Dukman says, be aware the Marine 1 may depart shortly if he is foying. Foying? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you guys are seeing something on ADS-B, let me know. Over here, this is KLM flight 932, arriving from Edinburgh. It's an A321neo. What other bigger airplanes are still in the vicinity? I'm looking out, zooming out on flight radar. Narrow bodies for the time being. Narrow bodies until the Emirates A380. Yeha Photography, thank you so much for your kind words. Very nice filming. I do the best I can. People who know. Huh? Marissa says A380 is going to runway 22 according to bus. That is something I would love to see. That is absolutely something I would love to see. That I would love to see. That would be something very special. That would be much more special than seeing the A380 land here on runway 18C. If it is going to runway 22, you'll be the first to see. I don't think, have we ever seen the Emirates A380 attempt a landing at runway 22? Is there anybody who has seen that happening in real life? Because that is something special. I was always told that runway 22 is too short for the A380. So if it is actually going to land there, I want to see it. That is pretty amazing if that's actually what is going to happen pretty soon. Hey, and in the meantime, Rowan, thank you so much for your lekker boizig. That is amazing. Thank you for your PayPal donation, mate. I received it in good order. Wow, that is incredible news, Marissa. If that is actually what is going to happen, the A380, Emirates Flight 149, maybe landing on runway 22. The Dutch plane seeker has seen it. Okay, with a storm. Okay, I was always told that runway 22 is too short for the A380, so I would love to be proven wrong. Wow. I say bring it on. That is something I'm looking forward to. Anyway, here we have KLM flight 1298 arriving from Billund. This is an A321neo. 1 hour 2 minutes ago it left. Registration is Papa Hotel Alpha X-Ray Alpha. That's the very first. Yeah, Patrick also confirming that according to bus it is coming to Oost. I believe it. It's just that I have never seen it before with my own eyes, so I'm looking forward very much to seeing the A380 landing on that runway. In the meantime, thank you Valentine, who is coming here with his phone on which he has ADS-B. And that shows that Air Force 2 is still underway to the Netherlands over the Gulf of Yorkshire and descending. Some people still call it the North Sea, we call it the Gulf of Yorkshire. A380 to runway 22. The helicopter in the meantime over here. Jordi says that Air Force 2 is about 15 minutes out. That's good to hear. Lots of airplanes assigned from the west, assigned to runway 22, Marissa says. Can't see Air Force 2 on bus. We'll see, we'll see. In the meantime, Apeshit Airsoft sent 10 memberships just now. Apeshit, thank you so much. That is really bananas.
This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A, yeah.
thank you so much for your 10 gifted memberships. I hope that everybody who received gifted memberships today will thank the gifter and enjoy the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. They're there to be had fun with, so don't forget to use them and have fun with them. Also, Air Vendeville, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thanks for your vote of confidence and welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. 2 runways still open. I think until 8:20 the secondary runway is going to stay open. That's normally the time slot from, was it 6:20 or 6:40 until 8:20. So another half hour of arrivals from east and west going to runway 22 and 18C. Ordinarily, the heavies arriving from the east are assigned to center, or at least that's what was the case yesterday. Apparently now the heavies, including the A380, are also being directed to runway 22 if they are arriving from the east. Absolutely looking forward to seeing that happen. This helicopter is still hovering over here. The Dutch Plane Seeker, mate, thank you so much. Another 10 memberships gifted just now by the Dutch Plane Seeker. That is stupendous. Thank you so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members. Don't forget to use those custom emojis. Also, Ton, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Ton van Exel, our latest member. Thank you so much for your vote of confidence, mate. Have fun with the custom emojis. If you need to know where stuff is in the Aurora Sky Lounge, ask around. Many members have gone before you and will happily show you the way. Air Force 2 is just under IJmuiden. Yeah, it is approaching. Mocha Green, thank you so much for your donation. Did Air Force 1 arrive from the Amsterdam South path? I heard a loud noise, but was watching the stream. It did pass over Amsterdam Zuid. It was basically more or less following the route directly to runway 24, so that is more or less the same as the BizJets who are landing on Schiphol Oost are doing. So probably went over Amsterdam Zuid. Vondelpark area, that's probably where it passed over. So that was probably Air Force 1 that you were hearing. Also, Anna Maria Giannatasio, thank you so much. Grazie, grazie mille. Thank you so much for your support. Italian sounding name. If you're not Italian, I apologize. Thank you so much for your donation and for your kindness. Remco, thank you so much as well. What is going on here? Because there is...
Go fly overhead.
Yeah, indeed. A321neo. Is that... But that's inbound, isn't it? Lisbon to Amsterdam. Okay, are they changing runway use? Oh, I think I know why. Delegates. Maybe the US president is also being let out via the Polderbaan area, and that means that until he has vacated the airfield, everything is going to runway 22. That explains it. I think other airplanes are not allowed to get close to the US president, and I think since he landed on Kaagbaan until he has vacated the runway, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I think that would make sense. So Air Force 2 is also coming, and I can already tell you everything is now temporarily going to runway 22. I'm telling you, runway 18 center is closed because the US president is somewhere over there. He is going to be put in the Beast over there, and they are going to escort him to The Hague. No, to Noordwijk, to his, well, first to The Hague and then to Noordwijk via the A5 highway. So since as long as he is still over there in that area, and they will probably, let me turn around the camera so that the camera wires don't get tangled and see if I can maybe show you earlier airplanes landing were, I think it was somewhere over there. Is that a tank?
Might be.
Is that a tank?
Yeah, we were guessing.
It looks like a tank, doesn't it?
Some kind of turret.
Hey Remco, shout out to Thomas from the Vliegwappies, nice. So yeah, are those sharpshooters as well? That guy definitely looks armed.
Moeten we hem niet al kunnen zien?
Huh?
Moeten we hem niet al kunnen zien?
Air Force 2, let's see. Where is it? Is that it? No, that's not it, is it? Where is it? It's flying over the coastal area. I think it looks like it is coming in a little bit to the south.
Nee, dat was hem. Dus
Dat was gewoon KLM, denk ik, hè? Ja, KLM. So, where is it now? It is a little bit further to the south. Right where the sun is at.
Let's burn our eyes. Oh, daar gaat hij. Daar gaat hij rechtsboven.
Waar?
Ja, precies rechts naast de zon. Daar.
Ja, got it. We have a visual. Thank you, Valentine. Air Force 2. Here he is. We have a visual. Lovely 757. So this is either going to land on runway 22 or more likely, I think, also on runway 24 then. Once again in the clouds.
We hebben sun for it.
Where is it?
Gaat hij?
Lost it. Where is it? Lower. There it is. Thanks, Valentine.
7000 voet.
All of a sudden a bit more wind. Come on. They call Chicago the windy city, but they should call the Netherlands the windy country, if they didn't already.
And maybe you bad luck Brian instead of bad luck boy.
Alright, calming down again. Makes the following a bit easier. So yeah, where is it going to now? It's now flying over the city of Amsterdam. But it is on a different trajectory than Air Force 1 was. I'm thinking, where is it going to go to now?
Berlin.
Is it I think it might do a left-hand turn once it is a bit further to the east, and then do a 3/4 turn to land maybe on runway 22. So that is going to, or runway 24. I wouldn't be surprised if it is going to get vectored to the left, make a 3/4 left-hand turn to end up on the glide slope of either runway 24 or runway 22. Martin says they do a tow around over Marco. There you go. Yep, left-hand turn initiated. Then the question becomes, will it land on runway 24 or runway 22? I'm really focused on filming, so it probably was already mentioned in the chat. Once again, buffering reported. Valentine, can you look and see if the footage is smooth, running smoothly on the laptop? Everything's smoothly here? And I disengaged ADS-B and flight radar, so it can't be that. It can't be my my download or anything then. Yeah, so oh, once again the clouds a bit in the way. Is that it? Did I just lose it, and is this a different airplane?
It's over Almere now. So
Yeah, no, the airplane is still following a different trajectory. I think I lost it in the clouds.
Yeah, the one you're seeing now is coming in.
Yeah, that's coming in. Yeah. Oh, JJ Shock says that's not Air Force 2 at the moment. VP is still here. Okay, so the VP is not coming. Yeah, we have to look and see. Yeah, well, where is Air Force 2 now? It's now. Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
So it could be following the same track.
Yeah, it's going to follow the same track. If it's not going to land on runway 22, it is going to land on runway 24.
The others do the same.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah, for the time being, it seems that the 757 is following the track to runway 22. I lost it in the clouds, but we should be able to pick it up again pretty soon. Let's see.
and don't forget to subscribe.
Let's see. So that was KLM flight 918. Let's backtrack because we lost it in the clouds. The next airplane arriving from the city is over there. Can we also see the A321neo arriving from Lisbon? Should be a bit further that way. Wondering, are we able to see that? Don't think that we are. Right, so this is the A321neo arriving from Lisbon. In the meantime, time traveler, thank you so much for your support. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, our latest member. Right, so which is the A321neo? So it's flying between the A321neo and the 737 arriving from Manchester, right? Yeah, that looks like it, right?
So this one is the Air Force 2.
Oh, that's Air Force 2. Okay, so it's flying behind it. Okay. Carefully panning a little bit to the left. I'm hoping that we might catch a glimpse of KLM flight 1036 in the process. Yeah, there it is. This is KLM flight 1036 arriving from Manchester. So let's keep the camera over here. This is probably where we ought to be able to catch the Air Force 2. Right. Just to double check, this is a KLM 737-800, right? No, this is an A321neo. Okay, so that's the airplane arriving from Lisbon. And
After that, 373 800. En daarna komt Air Force 2.
yeah,
Dus de derde.
I'm trying to see if I can find the 737 already. Unfortunately,
Nu boven het noord.
yeah. Well, I'm just linearly moving the camera to the left based on the 737 that was the A321neo. That's over there, so we can backtrack a little bit to here. Wait for KLM flight 1036. Hey, Dennis says that the A380 is turning in circles. That is good news. Okay, airplane having become visible. That would be KLM flight 1036, the 737 arriving from Manchester. Yep, confirmed. That's the 737. Where is it? Yeah, that does look like a KLM 737, doesn't it? Okay. So that is KLM flight 1036 arriving from Manchester. And behind it should be the Air Force 2. So let's just keep the camera focused where it is, and we should be able to see it pretty soon.
Oh, beast. Mooi.
The Beast? Fuck, now where did I point the camera? Okay, with the white Golf on the left. The Beast. Let's see if we can show it. Where do I need to look?
Net rechts naast die gast. Of links komt hij aan, even iets zijn. Dat is in ieder geval een stoet, sowieso. Ik denk dat hij er nog aan moet komen. Je ziet nu dat busje rijden met je turret. Nu motoragenten, dus dat is het begin of het einde. Ik denk dat hij er nog aan moet komen.
That's part of the convoy, alright.
Ja, sowieso.
I've seen that. That's a Suburban. That was unloaded from one of the C-17s. So that's most certainly part of the US President's convoy. Means they'll be soon heading out over the A5 highway. In the meantime, I also think that Air Force 2 is approaching. That is right there. There's the 757. Visual once again on Air Force 2. Voor wat? Nee, ik heb nu Air Force 2. In the meantime, Valentine is spotting to see what is happening on the other side. Right, Air Force 2 is approaching. Oh, shoot. Right, Air Force 2 apparently seems to be going to runway 22 then. Or is it going to runway 24? Going to runway 22. In the meantime, I see the A380. It seems to be coming this way now. Question is, will it still continue to runway 22 or will it now go to runway center? Straight to runway 22, thank you guys. Wolfgang says A380 leaving hold for 18C. That is good news, Wolfgang. Thanks for keeping us informed. Thank you all for keeping us informed. Air Force 2. Oh. Oh. No, it's turning. It's a break off landing to runway 24. You're also going to runway 24. Nice. Breaking off. Runway 24. My beloved P3 parking garage in the foreground where we could film from so beautifully. Thanks to Schiphol Group, we can now no longer. They don't like us being there. They deem this a commercial activity and then you need permission.
Motorcade is weg.
That's such a pity. Yeah, and once again, I think we have seen the last of Air Force 2.
Motorcade is left.
Wat zeg je?
En de motorcade is weg.
De motorcade is weg.
Ja, dus die zijn op pad.
Motorcade has already left. In the meantime, Emirates Flight 149 is over Markermeer and is coming our way. It's still coming to center. I would have loved to see it go to runway 22. I hope it still goes to runway 22 because I want to see that. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing, wouldn't it? Meanwhile, E2 Embraer? No? Or is it? Yeah, no, it is. It is. E2 Embraer. Okay. Let's see, is everything still working? Ah, I was stepping on something. Stepped on the cable of my stream deck. What? We have to do without sound effects. Oh no. Well, maybe. Is the A380 coming to center? Yeah, it's flying to permanent, right? Must have accidentally stepped on it. Just double checking that it is still working. Jordi says you also owe us 10 airplane dances. I think I need to raise the price of airplane dances the way things are going. Maybe go to once every 1,000 back again. With streams like these, oh my word. So Air Force 2 is back. My sound effects are also back. Bruh. Happy to see everything is still working the way it was. Boss says A380 is going to center. Well, in that case, we'll just drink to that. I'll have a small vodka, please. The A380 is now in the vicinity of Permanent. I'm looking in the sky as I'm taking a sip to see if I can spot it already. When I was standing at the Polderbaan, the scale of chimney smoke was always a good reference frame for spotting the A380 when it was in the vicinity of Permanent already. I'm looking. I'm not seeing it just yet. Dear Contour and Bob Fels, both gifting 5 memberships just now. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. We're still awaiting Emirates flight 149. It should be out there somewhere. And I am scanning the sky to see if I can find it already. So it is coming to the center runway after all. After initially Bas was mentioning bezoekbas. No, omgevingsinfo van Schiphol. What, no, what's the flight planner? Yeah, that's also bezoekbas, right? I'm missing my frame of reference. Polderbaan, I have everything dialed in. I know where I need to look. Right now, I'm missing a frame of reference. The Emirates A380, it should be coming pretty soon. It just passed Permanent, and when I am standing at the Polderbaan, I know exactly where I need to point the camera. Intuitively, I would say it's somewhere over there, but yesterday I already learned that the airplane could already be a bit further, and I am getting confirmation. Where did I see it just now? There it is. It's further to the left than I thought it was. Etihad is also coming in from Abu Dhabi, 777-300 and that is also coming this way by the looks of it. I think that the center runway, I think the center runway has also become the only runway for arrivals once again. Marissa asks, do you have time to say hi to my mom Judith? She is watching together with Marissa. Hi Judith, groetjes van mij En van Marissa ongetwijfeld. Of course I have time for that, Marissa. That is so nice. Judith and Marissa are watching together. That is so nice. Emirates flight 149 is arriving from Dubai and Etihad is not far behind it, so stick around, guys. Emirates flight 149 arriving from Dubai, 7 hours and 5 minutes on the way. It's an A380 with the registration Alpha 6 Echo Uniform Alpha. Lisa says, after this exhausting day, I will make you an extra delicious sandwich. You are so sweet. Thank you so much, Lisa. Well, at the moment I don't feel exhausted at all. I feel exhilarated. What an amazing day it has been thus far, and we're not done yet. Emirates flight 149 arriving from Dubai is coming in. We also saw Emirates flight 147 earlier in the show, in part 1. Etihad is also coming this way. I think runway 22 has closed now. I think everything is coming in to runway 18C right now. This is Emirates flight 149, 7 hours and 6 minutes on the way. Number 2, on flight radar tracked by 13,398 people. The airplane is 9 years old, first flight January 2016. Gear is extending, outer main gear first, then comes the inner main gear. And then all the doors are closing again. Show us some legs, is what Frank Aviator would say.
That's the way, I like it,
Emirates can get loud when it uses the reversers, which I think it almost always does. Hardly ever do we see it landing with idle reversers. We usually hear them spool up, so...
Let's get loud, let's get loud. Turn the music up to hear that sound.
And we all know...
This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-N.
And you're thinking...
Bruh.
I know. Boys and their toys, eh? Right. Etihad is coming, 777-300 It is a bit of a shame that the sun is now on the other side and not shining on the beautiful Etihad livery from the right angle. It is a beautiful livery and the sun complements the Etihad livery beautifully. Hadi Thijs, goedemorgen. Goedemorgen, I was about to say good evening. I'm so used to saying good morning. Most of the time we are streaming in the morning hours, but not today. Hell no. Emirates flight 149. What a beast. Well, one beast left Schiphol Airport, so another has to arrive then, doesn't it? The birds are chirping, lovely. Although one bird is missing. That's at the Polderbaan, not over here. Over here we just have a field of potatoes, which is a wildcat precursor, so I approve. Blammo. Yeah, you cannot see it, but you can hear it. Well, you can see it a little bit. I misspoke. The tail over there. And I was wrong. Runway 22 is still open. What? Until when then? Until 8:40 or something, probably. Maybe I was confused and it was from 6:20 until 8:40, but either way. There's a 737 arriving from Madrid, KLM flight 1506, and after that we have Etihad arriving from Abu Dhabi. Hey, you're welcome, Jetstream Journeys. Absolutely my pleasure. I hope you guys have been enjoying the streams. I had a wonderful time at least. I'm not done yet. I am still going to stick around for Etihad, so don't you worry. I think after Etihad it would be a good time to wrap up because I still have an appointment tomorrow morning, a tour around the Polderbaan area. Me and Pilot Sander are part of the exclusive number of spotters that were invited for a tour around the Polderbaan area. That's happening tomorrow morning. Hopefully tomorrow in the afternoon I can do another live stream. Maybe Lisa can accompany me to also guard my stream stuff when I do the tour. We'll have to see. I am looking to do an afternoon stream tomorrow. Because of course Air Force One will one day have to go. And I've got a hunch something might be happening tomorrow. Runway 22 is open until 9 o'clock. Thank you, Jendrosek. And DMR Aston asks, are you allowed to film during the tour? If all is well, we should be. There's a half hour reserved for spotting. We need to check in at a hotel in Hoofddorp. There will be checked for our ID and whatnot. And then the spotting is going to take place. I assume when there's a half hour of spotting reserved that there is ample time for us to take some footage. I have to prep that as well. Cannot take my blimp and all the other stuff that I usually use for streaming with me. We'll have to travel lightly. Hope that I can make a nice compilation, a regular video, a non-live video of that afterwards. Probably will not be released immediately tomorrow, but I will do my best to see what I can do. And I hope I intend to do a live stream tomorrow afternoon because of course after the summit people will also want to leave, so hopefully that will be possible. Don't know yet what my schedule is going to be like. Also don't know yet what the wind is going to do, what the weather and the runway use is going to be like tomorrow. Because if it is going to be departures and the wind isn't changing, we either need to go to Aalsmeerbaan or to the Kaagbaan. We'll see. In the meantime, Maverick, thank you so much for your super chat. Thanks. Great stream and comments. Cheers. Mate, thank you so much for your donation. Apologies that I wasn't able to highlight all of your gifted memberships, all your super chats and whatnot. The chat was going so immensely fast, even with slow mode enabled. Of course, this is a stupendously busy day. Normally, I do take the time and pride in highlighting all the messages. Apologies for that. But if I have to choose between constantly going back to the computer and missing out on stuff or filming, obviously the latter takes precedence. This is going to be the last airplane for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. Etihad Airways Flight 41 arriving from Abu Dhabi. It is a 777-300ER, 6 hours and 48 minutes on the way. Registration Alpha 6 Echo Tango Papa. Twelve-year-old airplane. The lighting no longer working that much in our favor, although it is nice that the sun is out. First flight May 2013. The A340 is still here. and so too is the World to Fly Corendon A350. Petrikov just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. Mate, thank you so much for your support. I thought you were a member already. What? Heads up. Marissa is working tomorrow, Thursdays and Fridays, so we will not be seeing you in the next few days then, but I am very thankful that you were here today, as well as all the other mods. Thank you all so much for joining me here today, ladies and gentlemen. I had a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. A big thank you to everybody who supported, who was ground crew. Valentine in particular, a big thank you for being ground crew today. You are a champ. Thank you so much. And also, Officer Rudolph, of course, thank you so much for the coke, the speed, the methamphetamine. No, sorry, that's a different distributor. No, kidding. Thank you, Rudolph, for the sandwiches and whatnot. Thank you for the Mars bar. Thank you all for joining me here. Thank you for the likes, for the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, becoming a member yourself, PayPal donations, merch store purchases and whatnot. You guys are the best and are what makes this channel so amazing. A massive big thank you to all of you. If you like what you saw and you haven't done so already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to bring in new people, people who like streams like these but who just haven't heard of the channel yet. Mods, lastly, a massive big thank you to you all. It was a tremendously busy day. I hope you guys were able to keep up. You guys are amazing, you all are. Thank you all so much for supporting me and AMS Live as mods. I am indebted to all of you, and I hope you guys were able to make it today. It was a very busy day. Records have been broken. Massive big thank you to all of you as well. It is time for me to wrap up. Thank you all so much. If I know when and where I will be going live again, I'll announce a stream. I'll strive to do a stream tomorrow, so stay tuned and make sure to hit the notifications so that you will hopefully be notified when something is announced if YouTube is working. Right, time for me to wrap up. Once again, thank you all so much for a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care and bye for now, guys. See you soon.